My name is Jeremy Moses. I'm a comedian based in Naarm, Melbourne, and I'm an advocate for inclusivity and accessibility in the creative arts.
How did your journey in comedy begin?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to make short films with my friends, like comedy sketches and things. And then in my 20s, after high school, I studied film and TV. And then in my 20s, I started a YouTube channel called Variety Garage, where I camped out at Justin Bieber's concert in Sydney. And I was at the first iPad launch, and they closed the monorail, and I filmed that running around the city when they were closing the monorail. So yeah, I used to make these documentaries and short films. In lockdown, I did a short film with like a monster trying to steal my toilet paper. And and then in my 30s, I started doing stand-up comedy, and I wrote my first Melbourne Fringe show, and I did my first Melbourne Fringe in 2023. And I had to learn stand-up comedy on the job because I'd never done stand-up before. And yeah, I've been doing comedy for 3 years now, and I've been learning how to do it, and it's been good fun. So when I used to make short films, people would be like, oh, a blind guy's making a short film, what's he up to? And I never really told people that I was visually impaired. But then when I started doing stand-up, I'd make it part of the act. I'd say it on stage. And it was more visible for the audience because I'd get up on stage and I'd stumble or I'd fall off the stage, which happened a couple of times. And so it was very hard to hide that I had a disability. So I made it part of the show, and I think it's good to be representative on stage, and hopefully the audience will get to see someone with a disability on stage, and people in the audience who have disabilities will see themselves on stage, and hopefully it'll lead to more people getting involved in the creative arts. It's very important, and I'm enjoying being part of that. So comedy venues are notoriously in the bottom of basements, in the basement of bars in the city and things. So I've heard stories of people in wheelchairs having to be carried down the stairs in order to perform, and comedians in wheelchairs have to park in front of the stage sometimes. A lot of venues have different stage heights, so I've been known to get nervous, and the MC has to shake my hand as I get up on the stage and make sure I don't fall over, like I tell them before the show. And it's hard to that makes me a bit nervous. I have fallen off a stage before. I did a comedy act for my first Melbourne Fringe before my first Melbourne Fringe show, and I was wearing heavy shoes, and there were milk crates to get up on the stage, and I stood on the milk crate at the end of my set, and I toppled over the milk crate and fell on my backside, and everyone was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. Laugh, love me, please. And and it was fine. It happens. I fall over a lot, actually. I've recently been working with Vision Australia Radio. They've been supporting my show this year, which is great. And I think being an advocate is important, and the more people who get up on stage and feel comfortable, the better. I think the more diversity, and comedians used to be very mean about disability and making jokes about blind people or deaf people, but now I feel like us getting on stage means that they've got less material and we're less of a punchline, and it's definitely great to have diversity, and the Melbourne Fringe are really good for that. A lot of diverse acts are performing at the Fringe this year. I'm glad to be part of it.
So what is your great good place?
My great good place is actually the Evatt Room at the Trades Hall. It's where I'm performing my show from the 8th to the 12th of October. Jeremy Moses is hard to work with. It's a one-man show with me, and it's an accessible venue, which is great. I'm sharing that room with a lot of great comedians and performers, and the Trades Hall is an amazing venue. I'm excited to do my show for them and show you guys what I've been up to. It'll be fun. So October 8th to the 12th, Evatt Room, Trades Hall, come.